If you're like most people, getting your money act together takes time and diligence. But there are some traps that can catch even frugal folks unaware, or backfire on them. For example, your coworker flashes his new iPhone 6 during a staff meeting, and suddenly you want one, too. 1. Payday loans. Payday loans are marketed as quick fixes for financial emergencies. But these loans can be a debt trap, with high fees and rates. A payday loan is a short-term loan that's usually due in 2 weeks, secured by a post-dated check or access to the borrower's bank account. If a borrower is unable to repay the loan by its due date, they can roll it over or refinance it, and pay even more in fees. This cycle can be devastating. Kim Asterisk, for example, took out 10 payday loans over 3 years, paying half of her $564 monthly Social Security income in fees. Eventually, she was evicted and had to get help from social services. Alternatives to payday loans include credit union or consumer finance loans, asking for an advance from your employer, and working out a payment plan with creditors. 2. Unsolicited investment advice. Money traps are mistakes that can hold you back from achieving financial freedom. Oftentimes these mistakes stem from a lack of financial education, but they can also be due to poor investments or other factors outside your control. Investments are a critical part of your financial plan, but they must be done correctly to provide you with the necessary income to reach your long-term goals. Be wary of unsolicited investment advice that you receive via social media, email, text, WhatsApp or Telegram. These are typically pump and dump scams. Always remember that any investment opportunity that promises high guaranteed returns is likely a scam. The higher the return, the more risk you take, so always seek a legitimate advisor and make wise decisions that align with your financial needs and objectives. This will help you avoid getting sucked into an investment scam. 3. Not automating your savings. It's easy to get caught in the trap of wanting to keep up with the Joneses when it comes to your finances. Trying to keep up with your friends and family could mean financing your lifestyle through credit cards, purchasing unnecessary items or ignoring financial goals. Using your bank's direct deposit feature or money-saving apps is one way to ensure that you're saving a portion of each paycheck. Another option is to opt into roundups, where your purchases are automatically rounded up to the next dollar and saved in an interest-bearing savings account. It's also important to have a budget and to set short-term and long-term financial goals so you can avoid falling into money traps like impulse spending or lifestyle inflation. By bringing oversight alongside automation, you can ensure that your savings and debt repayment contributions are on track toward your goals. 4. Impulse spending. Impulse buying is a common money trap, and it can be hard to control. Whether it's the gallon of milk that you pick up at the grocery store or the candy bar that you throw in your cart on a whim, spending money on items you don't need can lead to credit card debt. Retailers often manipulate customers by stocking appealing impulse items on end caps and near checkout lines, so try to avoid those areas. Also, make sure you bring only cash on shopping trips to help prevent impulsive spending. Oftentimes, your urge to spend is driven by emotional factors, such as feeling bored or frustrated. It may be helpful to explore why you shop impulsively and try to address that root cause. You can also try to practice delayed gratification by practicing the 24-hour rule before making any non-essential purchases. 5. Ignoring long-term goals. Keeping your finances in order is challenging, no matter your age. It's important to be aware of the common money traps that can eat away at your savings or lead you into debt. A coworker shows off a new iPhone during a staff meeting, and you immediately want to upgrade your own. This isn't a coincidence. Research shows that once consumers hold a product, they are willing to pay more for it. Avoid this money trap by setting short-term and long-term financial goals. For example, you could set a percentage of each paycheck to automatically transfer into your savings account. This will help you establish a solid savings foundation and achieve your goals. Then you can spend your money wisely. Read more about this strategy here. Alternatively, you can put your money in high-yielding savings accounts to grow your balance. 6. Not keeping up with inflation. And if you vowed to be more frugal in 2024, it's important to keep an eye out for these everyday money traps that can even catch the most budget-minded of us. For example, many people fell into the BNPL, buy now, pay later, trap when they signed up for streaming services like Netflix or Hulu. This is a common financial trap because the longer you keep a subscription, the more you'll spend over time. Plus, some BNPL brands charge high interest rates, so you could end up paying a lot more than the initial purchase price. This is why it's important to always check your bills and compare prices before committing to anything. Then you can avoid this money trap and be more frugal. Image via Shutterstock. 7. Not having an emergency fund. Money traps can sneak up on anyone, even the best savers. But avoiding common financial mistakes like paying unnecessary fees, neglecting automation, succumbing to impulse spending and ignoring long-term goals can help you avoid some serious money troubles in the future. Having an emergency savings fund is one of the most important things you can do to protect your finances. The goal is to have enough saved in case of a major life change, such as a job loss, expensive medical treatment, or an unanticipated home repair. Make sure to keep your emergency funds in a separate account from the one you use for everyday expenses. That way, you won't be tempted to use them for non-emergency purposes. A good rule of thumb is to have enough saved to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. 8. Saving your credit card information with online retailers. It's easy to fall for money traps without realizing it. From overspending on credit cards to ignoring retirement savings, small missteps can add up to serious financial trouble over time. Thankfully, you can avoid these everyday mistakes by staying mindful of your spending habits, saving consistently and protecting yourself with proper insurance. Another common money trap is committing to multiple subscription services like Hulu, HBO and Netflix. Many Americans find themselves overspending on these services and struggling to cancel the extra accounts. It's important to keep track of your spending and make sure to double-check receipts to prevent overages. Also, Never share your credit card information online without being confident in the website's security. Major sites get breached all the time, and hackers can steal your information that way. To help protect yourself, designate one credit card for all your purchases. 9. Not setting financial goals. A common money trap is failing to set financial goals. This can have a big impact on your ability to save money and reach your other financial goals. When you don't set financial goals, it can be easy to fall prey to scams and high-pressure sales tactics. You can also lose track of your expenses, which makes it hard to save. Another way to avoid this trap is to set up automatic transfers from your checking account to a savings account each time you get paid. That will help you build your emergency fund and grow your savings automatically. It will also make it easier to save for long-term goals. This is a great way to reduce the temptation to spend too much on those new gadgets or clothes. Then you can use that money to help pay off debt or invest. 10. Falling in love. While the fluttery feelings associated with falling in love can be exhilarating, it can also lead to financial disasters. If you're in the throes of love, it might be easy to overlook money-related warning signs. Psychologist Teresa E. DiDonato explains that when people are in the early stages of loving someone, they often experience an expansion of their self-image. They may see themselves as more adventurous or accomplished than before, for example. Another sign that you're falling in love is when your significant other takes up a lot of real estate in your thoughts. You might find yourself replaying conversations or analyzing their text messages. You might even start to daydream about them. If this sounds familiar, it might be time to talk to a relationship expert. For information about protecting yourself against financial scams, you can visit the Federal Trade Commission or your state's Consumer Protection Agency.